What's up, everybody? CJ here again from Viewrail with another live install. We're doing our DriveTite cable railing. If you tuned in last week, you will have seen what we did right over here. We tensioned between these two posts and we showed you guys what it looked like to do that. DriveTite is our components and cable-based railing system. That means if you have existing structures like these box posts and this 2x4 handrail, all you need is our components and some cable railing. You've already got the structure in place. Utilize what you have. This is great for remodeling. It's great for turning over a deck that has vertical balusters. It's a way to kind of bring it into the kind of a more modern railing system. This is the system that was originally here, so you can kind of see what it looked like. And we took this out, and that's the system that we're going with. So once again, DriveTite is our components and cable-based railing system. We ship this to you. It's ready to go next day. So it's on the shelf ready to go straight to you. A few tips before we jump in. If you're installing DriveTite cable railing with us, when you get your cable, put it in a 5-gallon bucket. I have actually 2 5-gallon buckets here that are glued together. You only need one. But you put the cable on the inside because what happens is when you open up your cable, it tends to unspool because it's so tightly wound. You can see on the inside here how the cable has unspooled, but it's followed the contour and the shape inside of this bucket. I've also drilled a hole right here at the top and just pulled the cable right through it to help it when I'm pulling the cable that it also isn't unspooling and kind of running all over the place. So there's just a tip for you. We have 7 different components in here that are part of the installation of DriveTite, but today we're doing pass-through posts. We're not doing any kind of tensioning. Components are necessary only when you're going to tension the post. Cable can travel for 48 inches before it needs to be supported in some way. Over here, that's less than 48 inches and it's turning at a 37-degree angle. I don't really want to let it pass through that. What I want to do is I want to actually tension that. So I'm going to start my tension receiver right here, and I'm going to have another tension receiver right down there. But right here, this is going to be my pass-through post. It's at that 48-inch mark, so what it's going to do is it's going to support the cable as it passes through. So once again, you need a post at minimum every 48 inches. And you need to do that so that way cable can be properly tensioned, it doesn't sag over time, it doesn't lose its shape. So when you have a pass-through post like this, what you're gonna wanna do is grab some painter's tape. So I've laid out kind of the tools that we're gonna need. You don't really need too much. Grab some painter's tape. This is 2-inch thick, or 2-inch width painter's tape. Working with wider painter's tape is actually a lifesaver when you're doing jobs like this. You're gonna need a speed square, you're gonna need a tape measure, you're gonna need a Sharpie, you're gonna need a 1/2-inch spade drill, or you're gonna need a Forstner bit. I'm gonna show you using both of these. You're also gonna need a 3/16-inch drill bit, and you're gonna need this. We send this as part of the installation kit. It's our DriveTite wrench tool, and these are spaced 3 1/8 inches apart. So that is the width I'm gonna be moving down for each of these runs of cable, okay? So first things first, make sure that your power drill is properly charged. Another tip, grab your 3/16-inch drill bit and take some painter's tape, and you're actually going to mark off. I'm just holding it up here against the speed square just for sake of time. And at that 2-inch mark, just put your painter's tape there. What that's gonna do is when you put this back in your power drill, it's gonna help you with making consistent holes each and every time. All right, so I'm gonna grab my painter's tape and I'm gonna go ahead and run it from the top of the post right down the middle. Like that. And what this is going to do is it's going to, as I make marks on my post, it's not going to leave permanent marks. The last thing I want to do is something that has been stained. This is the finished stain of my post. I don't want to mess that up. So that's one of the reasons for painter's tape. I'm going to take my tape measure next. You're going to measure down 3 1/8 inch from the top. I'm going to make a mark right there at 3 1/8 inch. And you're going to find the overall width of what your post is. So my post is 3 1/4 inch. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my speed square and I'm going to find the middle. Right there. And with the speed square, what makes it really nice is they have these notches in the bottom. And I'm just going to run this, holding it flush, right down the middle of the entire post. Now you got to be careful, as you can tell, if there's any cracks that are in the post, it'll want to pull your marker, so you just got to make sure that you hold it taut. So then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to come right where you made that mark. And that's going to be the very first hole that you make. Hold it down here, make sure it's on center, make your next hole. And then you can just rotate this down. On center, make your next hole, hold it, rotate it down. And I just continue to do that all the way down the post. I'm going to stop right there for now, just so I can show you what it's like to start drilling your pass-through posts. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to grab your 3/16 inch drill bit, okay? Attach it to your power drill, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drill on center. Make sure that I'm holding it level. Just go ahead and start. Drilling 2 inches and back out. What I'm gonna do is also, I'm gonna do the same process on the other side. Now I've already done that on this other side over here. So then the next thing that you're gonna do is you're going to take out your 3/16 inch drill bit and you're gonna grab your spade bit or your Forstner bit. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like to use both. You're gonna come over and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start drilling out this hole nice and slowly. I'm gonna go in about halfway and just come right back out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna go in about halfway and then come out. Okay. Now I'm checking and I'm looking through to make sure that I can actually see that it's gone through all the way, and it hasn't. And now it's gone through all the way. And so the reason why you drill from both sides is it minimizes the blowout of the wood. If I would have started on this side and came all the way through with that spade bit, what would have happened is it would have shattered the wood particles on the other side as it made its exit. So in this way, I keep it to where the holes are clean and I look through And even if it wouldn't have been completely on center, this is a way where there's enough wiggle room on the inside that those the cable, which is 3/16 of an inch, can actually pass through and come out the other side. And even if it wasn't completely on center, it has a little bit of wiggle room. So that's a way of helping navigate if there's a little bit of air and it's not completely on center. So that's what it looks like if you use a spade bit. We'd recommend using a Forstner bit just because they're a little bit cleaner. So, same idea. I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now with a Forstner bit, you may need to bring it out a little bit more than what you do with the spade bit. I'm going to come back over here to the other side. I'm going to just come right back over again. I'm going to come right back over to the other side and I'll be good. I'm just making sure that it's completely gone through. And it has. So that's a much cleaner hole, and it's going to, you can see that what happened here with the spade bit is it even took off a little bit right here. This is much cleaner. So if you have a Forstner bit, use that. If you don't, recommend going to the store and picking one up. You've gone through all the effort to make sure that you have some nice box posts. You've gone through the effort to stain it. The last thing you want to do is chip it off and have to fill it in. So we recommend using a Forstner bit. But this is what it looks like to get your pass-through posts done and ready for being utilized for that next part, which is going to be running your tension kit hardware on both ends. So that's what we're going to be working on the rest of the day today. But wanted to just bring you in, show you what it looks like to drill out your pass-through posts on the job site. Another thing that you can do if you have your box posts ahead of time and you have the ability is you can put them on a drill press. You don't have to necessarily be doing this with a power drill. But these are already mounted. This is one of the best ways to do it on the job site. So continue to stay tuned with us as we bring you more content and we show you what it's like to install a DriveTite cable kit. Stay tuned with us on Instagram, on Facebook. You can check out all of our videos at youtube.com or on our website, and can't wait to bring you along for more of what this looks like.